Hi guys, Happy New Year! So, I used to be someone who just didn't do resolutions because I never accomplished any of them, so why bother? But recently I've been doing pretty well with making goals and actually accomplishing them, and this change happened over the course of maybe like a little bit over a year, which is pretty fast compared to my previous 19 years of life, and the change was almost entirely internal, like in my mindset, in my perspective. So I thought I might share some of these things with you since it's the new year, and maybe you guys can figure out what works for you guys. So one, stop being inspired. I was an inspired child. I sought out inspirational stories, autobiographies, TED Talks, just anyone, anything that could make me feel like it was possible to be extraordinary. But all through childhood into young adulthood, I did very little besides feel inspired.
Do it!
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm finding more inspiration. Not to say that inspiration is bad, but I want to be someone who inspires as well as be inspired. That being said, inspirational music while doing something is very effective for me. Two, find your motivation. I have to make sure that I have a why for all of my goals, like an intrinsic one in the heart. Why is this my goal? Does it fit inside my bigger picture? And is it really a goal I want to be pursuing? For example, one of my big life goals is to become a pediatrician. For big goals like that, I have to go back a little bit on what I just said, and it is okay to be a little bit inspired, because seeing someone else do something you really want to do can motivate you as long as you take it as motivation and not just inspiration. So in high school I read this book called Ask Me Why I Hurt, and it's basically about this pediatrician who ends up making a mobile clinic and bringing healthcare to homeless children, and he gives them a second chance to a life they deserve. So immediately after reading it, I thought, this is what I want to do, and I think I can do it. I want to be a pediatrician because I think I'd make a good one. And that motivation of maybe this is my place in the world is a pretty strong one. Because when I think of how hard he, the doctor in the book, worked to give these kids a chance at life, it's like, okay, studying isn't that bad anymore, and it's worth it. And I have found this for myself, and for other people it seems as well, that it is easier to motivate yourself when you kind of drag someone else in it, like, I'm doing it for the sake of the children. But even short-term goals, like, I don't want to procrastinate anymore. I have found that collaborating with another person on this goal really helps me, because now it's kind of for their sake as well as mine, and suddenly the stakes are higher and I'm held accountable. If I can't do it, then I'm giving them an excuse not to do it as well. I don't want that. So for all of my goals, I try and pull someone else in it as well. And finally, 3, set SMART goals. Did you ever learn how to make SMART goals in elementary school? Because I did, and I thought they were really dumb. 3rd grade is not a good time to teach kids how to make lifelong goals. At that age, we were just learning how to play board games and struggling with math and figuring out how to be a kid. But recently, while I was looking up evidence on how our education system fails us, I found SMART goals, and I thought, this actually works. I really wish they introduced SMART goals to everyone when we're all in high school, getting ready for college, and freaking out about how we're gonna make it in life, because they're good. So I'm just gonna go over them really fast in case you haven't heard them. Basically, SMART stands for specific and significant, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now for me, the most important of those are the measurable and the time-bound sort of aspects of it, because I make goals for the day, the week, or even the month if I'm feeling gutsy. And I guess I have goals for the semester, but I could never make year-long goals. Giving me a whole year to fail at something before I give myself a chance to start over and try again doesn't work really well for me. I want to fail often and fail fast so that I can have more chances at succeeding. And then I write them down in my handy-dandy recycled notebook that I made, so I can keep them in mind when I do my everyday stuff. So yeah, that's it. 3 tips that helped me. I am sharing it for you guys, but to be honest, this is mostly for me because I don't want to forget. I grew so much this past year, and I don't ever want to think that I was always like this, because it's really easy to get stuck in the mindset of, this is who I am, I can't grow anymore. because I have grown and I can keep growing, and I need to remember that. And if you also are like me and think that it's really hard to grow as a human being because you lack motivation or something, I hope this encourages you to try again, because trying is worth it, I promise. So here's to a year of growth, a year of self-care, and a year of becoming closer to who we want to be. And until next time, Happy New Year, and bye!